All right, guys, Shotty T here. This is another week of the Alliance Versus event. I previously did a video showing all 7 days at a glance, but I have been doing day by day videos. So I think I started with like day 4 and then went to day 5 and day 6. So now now that we're in a new week, I'm going to show you comprehensively how to maximize day 1. All right, especially for the free to play players, you want to make sure just staying on task every day of the week. Our opponent this week is in server 232. Looks like they have similar power level as us, but they have more numbers, and they have a level 26. So this guy's going to be a problem I can see whenever we get to the enemy buster day, but we will talk about that when we get there. So today's objective is radar training. So there are multiple sub objectives. As you can see, I'm already at 781, and most of that was due to radar tasks. You get 25,000 for every radar task that you complete. Also, using up stamina gives you 300 points. So this is a good idea to fight a bunch of zombies, Doom Walkers, as well as Doom Elites. And some of you guys wonder who are those. Basically, whenever you hit that microscope button on the left side on the bottom, you got your Doom Elites. Depending on your HQ level, if you're 20 and above, you can do is a 20 Doom Elite or less. If you're only level 15, then you can only do 15 Doom Elites or less. The rewards are similar. The only thing that's different is really the amount of gold, iron, and food that you get, as well as HP. As you can see, it goes up a little bit, and as well as the battle data, and I'll go into that a little bit shortly. So for the sake of this, we're just gonna utilize that. I'm gonna start a little rally, just a quick rally, and so that every time you do a rally, it costs 20 stamina. Stamina is in the upper left-hand corner, where under your profile picture, you'll see like a lightning icon. You click in that green area. I have big fingers. I have to make sure I click more precisely. There we go. So stamina, you can get this in the store. Of course, just free to play. You can go to the store here in the VIP shop, depending on your VIP level. But if I believe if you don't have to be a super big VIP to unlock the 50 stamina. So you get a limit of 5. So I'm just going to use my diamonds. I have 52,000 diamonds. I'm just going to use that to purchase some stamina. And there are a lot of useful stuff in this VIP store. And the higher that you get in the VIP level, now you can obtain higher VIP levels quicker by, of course, spending money. But you can also buy VIP points using diamonds. And of course, you can get diamonds on the game without spending money. You just have to be more efficient with your tasks to gain diamonds. But of course, like I said, you can buy diamonds on the game if you choose to buy. Don't recommend, obviously, if you're free to play, you can buy diamonds. But again, it's not necessary. Just be efficient and you'll just hit the task even without spending money, because we have a free to play player in our alliance that constantly gets high numbers. So back to the objectives here. So that's where you find your stamina. So I'm going to use one. And yeah, so every time I use stamina, it's 300 points. Then also XP points for players. So I'm going to kind of be conservative with that, because on day number 4, there's also XP. So I'm going to not go crazy with those. Basically, I'm going to try to see what I can use those on. But mainly, I'm just going to focus on the other task. So the next task and the next 2 are going to be very beneficial. You're going to see my points jump up pretty quickly. Are drone combat data points and drone parts. So drone parts are these gearhead things. Let's go to the inventory. All right, so these are the drone parts. That first item on the left, and then the battle data is this right here. So you go to the airplane here, as you see it's highlighted. All right, so data training. So I was at 781,000. So you use that, you get a lot of points for this. And when you advance to a certain milestone, it costs drone points, drone parts to go to the next phase. And those drone parts are going to really exponentially increase your points. So let's look at that before and after. So we almost doubled our total of 1.4 million just by using all that. But check this out. Using those drone parts, I'm going to upgrade. Went from 1.4 million to 2.6. So those drone parts are very useful. Again, you can buy drone parts in the VIP store with that there, or you can just hit daily objectives on the lower left hand corner every time you, and this is just stuff you do in the game, recruiting survivors, beating a Doom Elite. Every time you hit one of those boxes at the top there, it gives you 2 drone parts. So it's a slow accumulation, but keep in mind you can get 5 of these. If you hit max milestones, that's 10 drone parts a day. All right. And then you can also get drone parts in the campaign store. All right. And there are 30 drone parts. I'm going to go ahead and purchase all of these. I saved up all of my, actually, I'm going to hold off for the sake of this video because I'm going to use it on this first. But anyway, the campaign store has a lot of useful stuff. Make sure you're taking advantage of those whenever you unlock them in the game. Again, that's ways to get items. Also, you can get drone parts in the Alliance store for 1,000. I'm going to go ahead and max this out. So that's 10 drone parts there. So there are a lot of ways to get drone parts in the game without spending money. But as you can see, that increases the points tremendously. So we're just going to keep using this till I get to the next level that requires drone parts. And I'm not going to have enough to get to that next phase, but we're just going to get as far as we can. So now I need 200 drone parts to get to the next level, but I'm not going to be able to get enough, and I'm not going to spend money to get to that level. But as you can see, my point total is now, once the game unfreezes, is at 5.1. So those battle data can get you a long way. So those are the main things: the battle data and the combat data, and the drone parts are the big money makers without spending money. And of course, stamina, radar tasks, and the radar tasks will refresh throughout the day. So just make sure you use those throughout the day. And also gathering resources. So you get a little bit of credit for gathering resources. So you go to the world map and you'll see like the way you can find it is just by going here. You can, whether it's gold, food, or iron, look at your inventory in the top of the screen. I have 373 million food, 288 million iron, 268 million gold. So whatever that you're kind of lacking in, you want to dig for, you get credit for it on this day. So a good practice is before you go to bed is to find a resource on the map. The higher the number of the resource, the more it'll give you for digging it up. So there are no level 6 supplies nearby, but there's a level 5. Bless you. So there's a level 5 resource. You click that, and then you click on the unit you want to march there, and they'll gather it. And it says gathering time 3 hours. So ideally, you want to get a resource that you can gather completely while overnight. So when you wake up, it'll be done. So the way to find bigger resources by zooming out the map, and you can see the bigger the number, actually the bigger the resources are usually towards the middle of the map. So we're going to go to the middle of the map here. We're going to find, so that's a level 8 resource. So this is iron, and that takes 6 hours. So let's try, we're going to do a level 9, and a lot of these are here. Now, if you have a red next to it, that means somebody else has already claimed it. So you want to stay away from digging for something that someone is already there, because you'll start an unnecessary fight. There are plenty of resources throughout the map where everybody can get their own. So, and actually, you don't even have to go all the way to the middle. Here's a couple level 10s and level 9s that are not even in the middle of the map. So we're going to claim this level 9 here, and we're going to use our lower units. Usually you use your lower units for digging. So that's a 7-hour dig. So by the time I wake up, that resource will be completed, and that'll add to my point total. Okay, so let me go ahead and claim all these boxes. Now, you unlock boxes 7 through 9 when you unlock the research. Most of you guys only have probably 3 to 6 milestones, so you want to try to aim for the 2.3 million. But again, it helps the team the higher you get, because against the opponent right now we're leading because they're asleep. And like I said, this ninja guy is probably going to be their leading scorer every day. But maximize that. Take advantage of all these objectives. Prepare for the next day. And the next day, by the way, is base expansion. So you don't want to waste your trucks. We talked about that in a previous video about the trucks and the secret tasks. And then also focus on buildings. So what I'm gonna also do, and also recruiting survivors. So these survivor tickets, which are, let's see, where is it? Let's see if I can find them. Well, actually, just go to the tavern. You can see how many survivor tickets you have. So I have 115 survivor tickets. So this is the day to use those, but we'll talk more about that when we get there. But you want to kind of save them for that day. And for buildings like these fields and stuff, you can kind of build those, and once the day starts, you can unwrap those gifts. But again, we'll talk more about that when that day starts. So today, focus on the drone parts. That is your big money maker. Of course, you can use your XP. Just use it sparingly. I'm gonna go ahead and take her to level 115. Actually, no, that's gonna be kind of expensive, so we'll let that marinate there. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that alone for now. I'm just gonna save my XP for day 4. For some people, if you got a lot of XP, you can use probably a third of it today and use the rest of it for day 4. But yeah, guys, again, radar task, stamina, drone, combat, that's the big key. And before you go to bed, gather some resources. If you're away from the game, like if you're at work for 3 or 4 hours, use those lower tier resources like the level 5 that takes 3 hours. Just use your time wisely. You don't have to be on the game all day. All right. But anyway, guys, any questions, let me know. Like, share, comment below, and you have a great night.